like a volunteer. You can hold on to the sadness like a souvenir, or you can close your eyes and see your life like the air. You can breathe into your faith no matter where you're at. Just close your eyes and change your life like the air. And like the air, you can rise from the rubble with your mind. You can rise like the tide, like the key to our proud. You can rise, or you can rise. Earth can pull you down with all its gravity. The measure of your worth is sometimes hard to see. So just hold on when the night is done. Like the air, rise from the rubble with your mind. You can rise like the heat in the summer. You can know through that will want to bring you down. You can rise with your mind, make your higher power bright. Summer. I know there are those who will want to bring you down. You can rise with your mind, make your higher power proud. You can rise like the air. You can rise, the air. You can rise. Thank you. Though I did swear I'm practicing brevity, right? Brevity. So I literally pivoted this morning on my talk. I had a whole talk prepared and then pivoted this morning. Well, last night before I went to sleep, I was like, oh, I have to do a new talk in the morning. Because part of the power of our teaching is that it enables us to actually be responsive, right? Responsive to what is actually happening, to what is actually going on, both within us and within the world. And so you probably, even if you look on your bulletin, it even says a different talk title. But what really came to me over and over and over again is this idea of the strength of love, and that it is inviting us all to live more deeply into our values. And I'm going to talk more deeply about this when I'm off for the next 2 Sundays. We got fabulous guest speakers. But when I come back, we're going to dive into this thing at the foundation, which is an abundant mindset. Intentionality, where we're bringing like conscious intention to what it is that we want to be and have and do in the world. We then bring compassionate awareness, like each of these builds on each other. And then that enables us to step into joyful living. And Norman Fisher talks in that just sort of randomly appears, though we can have moments like that, moments of unexpected joy that just show up. But my experience with joy is that it's almost always arising from that joyful effort that I have been putting in, and then there's a culmination of something. And he talks about it being this energetic activity in the pursuit of goodness that is propelled by I talked last week about Maria Montessori, and I was thinking about how she so powerfully modeled what it means to live into your values, what it means to step out, to say, no, I see something, I recognize something, that children are actually individuals, that their creative genius, not just for the children who were right there in her immediate world, but for all children to be able to have something that they could access in a new way. She was listening to the thing that was of value to her. Can you feel that? And that then guided her steps. Values. Mahatma Gandhi and Amelia Earhart, and Shirley Chisholm, right? Malala. Like stepping into something. And can you look at all these people and understand what we mean by joyful effort? It wasn't just, whoo, let's do this thing. There was something that they were being invited to step into. Right? And of course, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Mother Teresa. And can you feel how each of them was doing the thing that they were called to do and be? Right? Just as so Momo said, nobody can be Debbie Sweeney. There is only one Debbie Sweeney invited to actually accept and honor. Because my experience when I talk to people and work with people and interact and with my own stuff that comes up for myself is that we consistently undermine, dismiss, and minimize our contribution to the world. We somehow think these greats did these amazing things, but that's not me. And so what came to mind is Dr. Martin Luther King saying, if you believe that we are all here to do great things, but we need to tell ourselves this because we get caught up in, oh no, not me, I'm not good enough, I'm not important enough. I'm not Martin Luther King Jr. I'm not Mother Teresa. They were special in some way. But guess what? And right here in our own community, we have people who do great things, right? And John being one of them, right? Dr. Cindy Acker being another. The things she has stepped into at work in terms of leadership for LGBTQ plus advocacy, the way she has put herself out there. And right now I can tell you it's a very scary place to be. And a lot of you may not know this, but Lynn has taken her passion for nursing and caring, right? And she has combined that with her very exquisite call to action for patient care in the hospital systems, holding people accountable. Now, do you think they like that? Do you think people like being held accountable? Joyful effort. So many things that she is committed to. And all the joyful effort she puts into the things that speak to her, that guide her. Her patience, her willingness to step into places. She shared how she went to a Montessori school where into that space and be an advocate for what she values, social justice, equity. That asks something of her. And then John. Right? So he was committed to the tending, to the nurturing, to the growth of individuals through his AA work. I mean, he was so committed to mercy, right? Of his passion, of what he valued, of his spending time with the children of HMS and sharing with them the gifts and the blessings of that. Is that any less valuable than a Mother Teresa? Remember, I said at one point that comparison is the death, right? It's the death of joy. We're here to just show up, and it means that we actually have to show up. It is not enough to talk to the people who you know about the things that you all believe together. We are being called to something greater than that. We are being called to step out with our spiritual values, right? With our spiritual values. So the questions I have for you was, what are your values? How do you live those values? Really, how do you live them? What are you doing in your life that connects into those values? And the thing that I think is most important, and I say this all the time, but this is the leading edge for New Thought, to get our heads out of our pretty little navels and to step out with what we know in the world. So how do you share your values? And then I would ask you, in that sharing, are you actively creating a world that is reflecting the values that you have? And the thing I want to really be clear about is that we are talking about values that are held in a spiritual framework. We're talking values anchored in a connection greater than ourselves that inform our sense of right and wrong and influence our actions and decisions in life. How much is going on in our country right now that is disconnected from a connection greater than ourselves? That is the key component. And I have said, marching for me. I was marching for the generation behind me because I knew it was going to take time. I was actually shocked that I got to experience some of the freedoms and opening, but I certainly hoped that the people behind me would. And the irony is now I may have the right to get married, but the next generation behind me may not. Are you thinking about 2050? Are you thinking about the generation after this generation? So our core values, living in an awareness of unity with all, and if I had to say what the one main, I talk about the prime principle, right? Our prime core value is living in an awareness of unity with all, then it doesn't matter how distant the cries are or how far removed the pain is from our immediate circumstance. We are being invited to stand in something. Cultivating a safe space to celebrate diversity and value the uniqueness of every person. John did that in his garden. It didn't matter how much you knew or didn't know about planting. I knew. He was just willing to meet me right where I was and to share with me his joy and his love and to invite me into something with an open heart. Because it was so clear he was coming from this authenticity. He was being true to himself. He was being true to his values. And he was being true to this larger understanding of being connected to everything. So I found this quote, which I loved. It is that which moves each of us toward one another. That is to say, it is the eradication of the distance that exists between us and the other. Indeed, the radical potential in love is its ability to destroy the walls, fortifications, edges, spaces which work, right? Like, oh, this is my work. What can I consciously be doing to eradicate and destroy the walls, the sense of separation? What is it? How am I being called to show up even more than I am right now? In unity, we understand love as the harmonizing power, the great harmonizer of the universe. Well, that means there's some sort of something that is activated. It's not passive. It doesn't just sit there. And for those of us, including myself, who get overwhelmed, you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Every piece that we bring into the world, every piece of ourselves committed to the truth of one power, one presence, one life, all peoples, all animals, this magnificent earth. We build the capacity to step into something that, quite honestly, I don't think has ever, we are creating a new consciousness. That we stand on the shoulders of the civil rights movement. But there is something else that is being asked of us. Because the civil rights movement, we're being invited to care, even if it doesn't directly impact us. Because actually, it does impact us. And that's the evolution that we're being invited into. So practices, right? What do we do? Just find one value and then sit with how you can live into that. What are you going to do this day that is the living expression of love? Or what are you going to do this day that is the living expression of peace or abundance or adventure? And then how can you share it? It's not enough to just our fifth principle, right? We have to actually put it into action. And I'm going to add on to that. And I'm going to say it's not enough to just live it for myself and my immediate community. We are being invited to live it in the larger sense. And then how do we make that manifest in the world? And guess what? On the live stream, you're not alone in this. But we all have to be saying yes. We often say in unity that willingness is enough, but we have to be willing. We have to be willing to step outside our comfort zone. We have to be willing to engage with the world in a completely different way, because honestly, the way the world is engaged, heartbreaking what's happening in the world. And it's been heartbreaking for a long time. This isn't political. This is like the world is we are all trying to lift ourselves up in a new way. It's something. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. I got to the end of creating this morning, and I was like, oh, look, it's a Martin Luther King quote day. Man embodied something that inspired millions. And guess what? You have that capacity too. You do. You have the capacity to be inspirational, to try than to not do anything at all. Oh, look, there we are. That piece that we take the first step in faith. I mean, the civil rights movement, I believe that the power and the longevity and the impact of the civil rights movement is because it was anchored in a spiritual framework. It was anchored in principle. It was anchored in a spiritual understanding. It was about the innate wholeness that we all are, regardless of race, sexual orientation, sexual identity. It doesn't matter. That we are whole. That's why it touched so many hearts. Because there was a truth at the core of it that makes it unstoppable. we need to carry the torch. We need to continue that forward. We have to be willing to stand up, even if you are completely at sea. No matter whether you get it or not.
Right.
It really doesn't. Can you feel the truth of that? We are still being called to show up for the authenticity at the heart of it all. That's what we're being invited to become. So now we can take this into a time of meditation. And I know it's a lot, and I know it can feel overwhelming, and I know that it's like, but I don't know. Can we all be okay with not knowing? Can we all be okay with the opportunity to sort of blow our comfort zone wide open? So we breathe into this space of possibility, of potential. We breathe into our capacity to not just understand our teachings on an intellectual or even a heart-centered way. We are being invited to embody our values, connected into this larger awareness, not just me, mine, but the wholeness that is available to us. And so as we today, because it can change, we have lots of values that we center ourselves around. But what can you articulate right now that is a value that you are being called to stand as, to embody in time, in space, the hands, the feet, the voice of God? And how are you being called to share that with the world? And let's just rest here. How good it is to be still and to listen, to know that the wisdom of our being, the truth of who we are, of who we have come here to be. Perhaps we heard something loud and clear during this moment of silence, or perhaps it will continue to percolate and move through us. The invitation is to be willing to hear. How am I called to grow? What am I called to anchor? How am I being invited to step out and truly be the presence of love, the movement of love? In unity, that open-heartedness, knowing that out of seeming no way, there is always a way. Releasing it all. Amen. Ashe. So our affirmation for today, I am the movement of love. It's a good one, isn't it? Can we know this together, please? I am the movement of love. And so it is. Guess what? We have new members. So I'm going to invite our new members to come forward so that we can install you. So Victoria, Trish, and Bernie. Come on down. Come on up here. Yeah, I know. It's your moment. You get to shine. I know, it makes people anxious. But you know, the thing, we want the community to see you and to know you and to love you and to be able to say. So, part of what they're saying yes to are our values, yes? Right? That's what they're saying yes to. And that there is some resonance for them with this community that is speaking to them and asking them to show up with more commitment, with more dedication, with more love. So I have a little thing here. If you agree with the statements I say, you will say, I do. Does that make sense? All right. Do you commit to living into Unity's principles of truth, continuing your personal journey of spiritual growth and expansion? Do you commit to actively participating in the spiritual growth and expansion of Unity in Marin and the world? I do. Well, I'm going to have the community rise, and we're going to read this vow to our Unity in Marin community. Lovingly pledge to support you in your spiritual journey. We vow to provide a loving, safe space of belonging. We vow to see and celebrate your divinity. We vow to appreciate you and your unique gifts and talents. And next slide, one more. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and so, as a token of our appreciation and in the spirit of John's love, we have a little succulent for eat them in the bookstore. And you each also get a loving card. Can we give them some love, please? See, that was kind of painless, wasn't it? It's nice. Everybody gets so anxious. I won't hurt, I don't bite, I swear. So I'm going to invite Dallas to come back on up.
No, I won't back down.
This over to Momo, I just want to say one other thing. Cindy is going to be going to Selma this coming weekend. And it's the anniversary, and there's going to be a whole lot of action going on in Selma. And so as you are standing in your prayer practice for this week, can you brace? Yes? Yes.
Thank you, Cindy. I love you and I appreciate for who you are and all that you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Dallas. She's got a cold and she's still here kicking butt. Hello. I can't wait. And thank you to everyone who contributed to the Heritage Corner. I'm so looking forward to it. Please join us. Discussion Circle, connect and reflect on today's service. It's every Sunday in the courtyard, 15 minutes after the service ends. So it's going to be a busy courtyard today. We're going to have hospitality, unveiling, discussion. We're going to have a lot going on, so please join us. Getting real with race, roots. About it, come on down. It's a, I don't know if inspirational is the right word, but it's a revealing class. It's a revealing opportunity. It revealed a lot to me when I did a 2-year thing with Dr. Cindy. That was incredible. Wow. Okay, moving on. Lost and found. Has anyone lost anything here or found anything here? Yes? Lost, someone said they lost their hearing. Okay. Today is the final day, correct?
For this month.
For this month only. And the bin is always available. It's in the lobby, so you don't have to get nervous. It's always, you can always come in and see if you can find your stuff, okay? Unclaimed items will be donated. So, okay. You've been warned. And Reverend Deanne.
I wanted to just update everybody very quickly. We're still waiting for the final pieces of escrow to fall into place. We're hoping to actually sign the mortgage with Heritage this coming week. But I do want to say that we now have had, and so the mortgage, instead of being $950,000, is going to be $850,000. And we have loan commitments, if we're to follow up with the self-funding, we have loan commitments for about $500,000. So we're looking for $350,000 if people want to talk to Tom McCullough. He's the person to sort of see, or Pete about being part of the self-funding component so that we can pay off the loan with the bank. So we're still moving forward with that as an option.
The ushers are going to be coming around shortly. Many ways to give. There's the church app, there's the QR code, there's the giving envelope in your bulletin, and then there's the old-fashioned mail. Snail mail. I couldn't remember what it was. Okay. Your spiritual connection card, again, it's in your bulletin. You can pop that in there when you put your donation in your gift. And offering affirmation. Will the ushers please come forward? Please say it with me. I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully.
Like a small boat on the ocean, setting big waves, heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain, I will scream out loud tonight. It's my home. There's a fire burning in my bones. Still believe my brain. I will scream them loud tonight. Can you hear the bass to start? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. Yeah, my body's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. The fight left in me. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves in the motion, like how a single word can make the heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. This is my fight song. Take back my right song. Prove I'm alright song. My body's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. Don't care if nobody else believes. Not if I let you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dallas. We love you and we appreciate you. And Reverend Deanne.
So the West Central Region is holding its annual Key Leader event, and it's free. Unity in Marin is paying for anyone who would like to attend. So it'll be Friday night here in the sanctuary, all right? And it'll be with Zoom. There'll be other communities all over the West Central Region who will be Zooming in at the same time. But then we can do our breakout groups in person, right, during the workshop. And then on Saturday, it's in person only at Unity of the Valley Spiritual Center in Vacaville. So register online. You can register just for Friday night, or you can register for both, okay?
Okay, next Sunday. Guess what time it is? Okay, it's daylight savings time, so Saturday night, 2 o'clock becomes 1 o'clock, correct? Okay, got it. Got it? See, I mess it up every time. So 2 o'clock is... Okay, so don't call me for instructions, okay? Mess it up every single time. Yeah, I'll call someone, you can let me know. Okay. Upcoming guest speakers. Oh my goodness, are we so blessed to be part of this incredible community? I say so, yes. Sunday, March 9th, Pamela Kavana. Or as I like to say, Pamela Kavana. Okay. Dr. Cindy Acker. Oh my gosh, so blessed. March 16th, she's going to be talking about living legacy. Affirmative prayer for personal practice. Wednesdays, 4 to 6 p.m. It's a virtual class. Please register online or here in the courtyard. Just online. Online. Let's keep it simple. Unity Marin annual meeting, Sunday, March 23rd. It's a hybrid, in person and online. But please register online to ensure that we do have a quorum at the meeting. Save the date. Did you want to talk about this, Reverend Deanne? No. Okay, I'm going to keep on going. Okay, experience the beauty of Unity Village. This is an in-person class. Discover Your Divinity Retreat 2025. with Reverends Linda Martella Whitsett and the one and only Reverend Deanne Weir Morency. So please register online for that. Unity Maroon Prayer Chaplains, can we please have you stand and bless us? How can we pray with you? Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your service. Please take the opportunity to have a prayer with one of our prayer chaplains. Everything is personal, private, and confidential. Creative Art Space and Uniteens.
Are they here?
Oh, yes they are. Come on down, come forward.
Come on down. So our Uniteens, we had a whole crew go to a regional leadership training yesterday. And I heard they had a fabulous time. Cindy's gonna share just a little bit. Oh, Jaden's gonna share a little bit. I love it. Grab a mic, Jaden, just let them know what color it is. It is black.
Alright, so over the weekend, we had 4 kids that came along. Me, Jaden, Wani, and Elliot. And over the weekend, we learned a bunch of great life skills about being able to work in groups and being able to lead groups very effectively. And it was just a great overall time over the weekend.
And we also want to honor Jaden today because he was accepted into the STEM program. So we're so proud of all our kids and youth and family here.
Jaden, we got cake for you. So let's please rise. We're going to extend our hands and our hearts as we bless this fabulous next generation. And we say, you are the perfect expression of divine light. We love you exactly the way you are. And so it is.
Prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. And so it is.
We're all going to sing together our closing song.
Popular demand.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude